It is Tuesday, and as you see, I'm a little more tight, a little smaller, because today we're not talking about halves, we are talking about quarters. That's what we're going to be introducing today during our math lesson. Enjoy. Our I can statement for today is I can identify time using quarter to and quarter past the hour. Quarter to and quarter past the hour. Yesterday we spent some time and we were talking about half. We were talking about half past the hour. And when we were talking about half, we did a number line 1 through 12. Today we're going to bring that number line back, but instead of talking about half, we are going to be talking about quarter. Say it with me, quarter. Repeat after me, quarter. Awesome job. So when we are talking about quarters, we're talking about 1/4. Say it with me, 1/4. Yesterday we learned about half. Today we are going to be learning about quarters. I'm going to draw my circle because we know an analog clock is in the shape of a circle. Now yesterday we were talking about half. I want you guys at home to show me, where am I going to draw my line? Am I going to draw it here, in the middle, or outside? Awesome. Yes, I'm going to put my line right down the middle. Yesterday we learned about halves. Today I want to learn about quarters. And when I speak about quarters, I'm talking about 4 equal parts. How many equal parts? Yes, 4. So yesterday we learned about halves, and halves are 2 equal parts. Today we are learning about quarters, so we are talking about, you got it, 4 equal parts. If I wanted to make this into 4 equal parts, I've already drawn a vertical line down the middle. What line can I draw side to side that will help me separate this in 4 equal parts? Vertical or horizontal? Good job. A horizontal line will help me divide this into 4 equal parts. We don't have any time on our clock, but we'll get there in just a few moments. I'm also going to draw my number line just like I did yesterday. So yesterday when we had our number line, we drew our line in the middle because we wanted 2 equal parts. Today I want 4 equal parts. Because I already have this split up into 4 equal parts, we'll utilize this. So that means that I have to put 1 counter in each of my spaces. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now, you guys are going to count with me. We are going to stop at the number 1. No, we will stop at the number 12 because I want to break apart the whole. Awesome job. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If we look, how many counters do I have in each of my spots? 1, 2, 3. Awesome job. So because I have 3 counters in every section, that means that every 3 numbers will help me break it up into quarters. So every 3 numbers will give me 1 quarter. Do we see? Every 3 numbers will give me 1 quarter. Well, let's check and see if that's right. I'm going to come down here. 1, 2, 3. This will be my first quarter. Let's count some more. 4, 5, 6. Another 3 numbers. This will be my second quarter. Let's see if we're right. We should have another 3 numbers. 7, 8, 9. This will be another quarter. And my last numbers are 10, 11, 12. if I look closely, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. Awesome job. Now, when we look here, if I wanted to fill in my clock, and I know my clock is going to look a little funny because I have counters and I have lines all over the place, but let's just put in our numbers real quick. What number goes here? 1, 2, and 3. Good job. Then we have 4, 5, 6. Good job. 7, 8, 9. Awesome. 10, 11, 12. Now help me real quick. What numbers do my lines touch? Let's start at the top. It touches the number, correct, 12, the number 3, the number 6, and the number 9. High five. Deep breath. What if I wanted to break this down into minutes? We know that every number is worth 5 minutes. So let's go ahead and count that. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and 60 or 0. Today we're focusing in on quarters. When I look around, 15 is a quarter because my line touches it. 30 is a quarter because my line touches it. 45 is a quarter because my line touches it. And 60 or 0 is my last quarter because my line touches it. 4 numbers because a quarter means 4. Focusing on telling time by the quarter means that the numbers that I'm going to be saying are my minutes will be 15, 30, 45, or a brand new hour, which is either 60 or 0. We mentioned that we are using quarters to tell the time. If I look at my I can statement, the words that I will pull from our I can statement will be quarter. That is a brand new word that we have not heard before. We're also going to be using our minute hand because yesterday we used that to identify our halves, and today we'll use that to identify our quarters. I'll put whole here as well so that we can remember. When I'm looking at the quarter, we said earlier that a quarter is broken up into 4s. So we would say that a quarter is 1/4 or 4 equal parts. Our minute is our longhand. And yesterday we said that our whole was what? We identified it as all, wrong marker, all of the numbers. Now today we're going to be identifying time by the quarter. I also want to reverse a little and want to add the word past and to. So when we're talking about quarter past something, I'm talking about moving beyond it or going by it. So it's beyond the number. If I'm talking about 2, it means I have not reached it yet. So it's before the number. So now I want to move down to the work that we're going to be doing. The first clock shows me a time. I see my hour hand that's in between the 2 and the 3. And I see my minute hand that is pointing directly at the 3. I have 3 answers here for me that should help me solve this problem. So my first answer that I see is 2:15. My next answer that I see is 2:45. And the next one that I see is 2:30. Well, if we were to focus on what we're learning today, we know that 2:30 means, from yesterday's lesson, that we are pointing at the number 6, because half of 60 is 30. So by process of elimination, we know that it cannot be 2:30 a number. So I'll cross that one out. I have 2 answers that are left: 2:15 and 2:45. Well, if I look up here, I have the word quarter, and that tells me 1/4. And then 2:15 tells me that I'm going beyond the number. Well, how can I identify the number? The number is the hour in which we are talking about. So our hour is the hour 2. So then if I'm talking about 2:15, I would say quarter beyond the number 2. So I'm going to look at the number 2 and check my hour hand. Is my hour hand past the number 2? Yes, it is past the number 2. Is it past the number 3 yet? No, it is not. So because it passed the number 2, but is just not quite at the number 3, we know that we are in the hour of 2 o'clock. So far, this looks pretty good. Then it tells me the word quarter. And we said that quarter is broken up into 15 minutes because there are 4 15 minutes in an hour. So we have our 15 here, which is our first one. We have our 30 here, which is our second one. We have 45 here, which is our third one. And then we have 60 here, or 0, which is our fourth one. And we can break that down by counting by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 45, 50, 60. Good job. If you guys remembered, when I break my clock down into quarters, the 4 points that it touches are our quarters. One section, 2, 3, 4 sections. So 2:15 o'clock. Well, I am in the hour of 2, and I know that I moved a quarter because I am pointing at the 15th minute of that hour. So it is 2:15. This lets me know that A is the correct answer. But let's just try to figure out B to see why B does not work. It says 2:45 o'clock. Well, I look here. Quarter means 1/4, so it should be pointing at the 3, the 6, the 9, or the 12. Then it says 2:45 before the number. So it should be 15 minutes before the number 2. If I look at my hour hand, is my hour hand past the number 2? It is past the number 2. So am I trying to get to the number 2, or have I got there already? Correct. I have got there already. Right now, this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that the hour hand is past the number 2, which means that I've gone beyond the number 2, which is why it can't be 2:45 o'clock. We've been able to identify why A is the correct answer, 2:15 o'clock, because we are at a 4th and we have gone beyond the number 2. I want us to be able to recognize why B is incorrect. 2:45 o'clock. In order to do this, I need to work backwards, starting at the hour. The hour that we're starting at is 2 o'clock. I'm going to put it here. We've identified that a quarter of an hour is at least 15 minutes. So that means that if I am going to use a quarter, I need to either move forward 15 or backwards 15. Because I know that 2, so the word 2 means before, that lets me know that I'm going to move backwards 15 minutes, not forward 15 minutes. So count with me 15 minutes backwards. Ready? 5, 10, 15. Now let's go to the next side. It says 2:45, 3:00. Well, the first thing that I need to identify is the time that we're working in. The hour that we're identifying is the number 3. So I know that my hour hand is either going to be between the 3 and the 4 or the 2 and the 3. Then the next word that I see that is a keyword is the word to. To tells me that I am before the number 3. So because I'm before the number 3, can I be at the number 4 yet? No, I can't. So I know that the two numbers that I'm going to be focusing on is the 2 and the 3. So I'm going to draw my hour hand between the 2 and the 3. Then it tells me 1:45. Quarter lets me know that it is 15 minutes. Now, because I see the word to, that means that I'm going to move 15 minutes backwards. 2 tells me I'm moving, yes, backwards. So starting at the number 12, am I going to move this way? No, because that is forward. I want to move backwards. So I'm going to count 5 going backwards. So I have 5, 10, 15. Awesome job. So that means that my minute hand is going to be pointing at my 9 because I moved 15 minutes backwards from the hour. This shows me 2:45. And 2:45 is 2:45 because if I counted 15 more minutes, I should get to 3. Don't take my word for it. Let's do it. This is my time. If I give those 15 minutes back, I should be at the 3:00 hour. 5, 10, 15. It would have brought me to 3:00. I hope you guys crush it today while you guys are doing your work. I know that you guys are going to be working super hard. Make sure you reference this video if you have any confusions or any questions. Good luck.